What's up, guys? Welcome back to Pipedream's Customs. Hey, today I'm going to show you around the sled shed. I'm going to try to give you a little bit of an update on what I've been doing around here since I've been posting a little bit on Facebook, but I haven't uploaded anything and I want to keep you guys informed. The setup. This is the sled shed. We have started to get it ready for wiring, and when I get some plugs, we'll go ahead and do some plugs in here. But we're gonna have different plugs at different height, and we're looking at doing insulation, some sort of wall cover. I don't know if I want to do plywood and then pegboard, or just plywood on the bottom, pegboard on top. We'll see. It kind of depends on what we have funds for. We got a little bit of budget worked out to where I can play out here and keep moving forward and keep bringing stuff to you guys. So, and as part of that, I've been kind of doing some stuff without telling you. So the first thing I did was back here in the back corner, I put an air conditioner in here because it gets, with the dark paint job that we put on it and just how big this thing is, it gets ridiculously hot in here. Like, I almost wish that there was a door right there on the other side and over there so I could open up both sides here and there and then have a little bit of a breeze right there through the middle. But it is what it is. Maybe later, we'll have to see. So I started doing some of the loft stuff. We put these 2x6 by 10'1" runners in, and I got them halfway tacked in right now just to kind of set everything up there. I went ahead and put the plywood up there because I wanted to go ahead and buy it all and then set all the rafters, so that way I knew that everything was the right size, and then kind of be able to tinker on it here and there when I have time. That's the biggest thing that's been holding me back a lot, is I work a lot, so I'm short on time a lot. I talked about this a little bit on Facebook. This is Jacob's Honda Twin Star. I have a video started on it. I have a lot of projects that I've started that I'm filming for you guys, that I figured I'll make this video because everything's kind of come to a screeching halt. And then I gotta do one piece at a time, and nothing's exactly getting done in one swoop. And I don't really have enough content to keep feeding you guys, you know, stuff until I can get the current stuff out. So I'm just gonna have to, I just said feeding you guys. I don't really have the content to be able to, you know, give you guys videos. You know, while I'm filming this, I'd like for you guys to be able to still interact with the channel and see kind of what's going on. So I might do short little clips for you guys to be able to see where we're at. So we got Jacob's Twin Star. There was a couple issues that happened with it, but basically he and I were roommates right after high school, and he got this from his dad. It's a cool story. We were playing with it, got it to run, and went out joyriding on it. I was on my V-Star 650, and he was on this, and like started running really bad, and then all of a sudden the brake rod ended up snapping or twisting around the axle and snapping. I don't know exactly what happened, but it got decommissioned for a second. So now he's wanting to dive back into it and actually kind of do a father-daughter build with it, but he wanted to bring it here to tinker on it to begin with, and we found an issue with the carb that's on there, and we got to try to figure out a starter issue. So that's going to probably end up turning into a mini-series as long as Jacob wants to keep it over here. I really want to get this thing figured out. It's still in the same, I mean, it's I guess same condition. It's freed up. I've even got it to pop a little bit, but I don't exactly know what's wrong with it. So if I go full choke, put it in run, and then throttle open, I get a pop out of it. There it goes. But there is most definitely something loose in the motor. Something's come out of synchronization. So we're gonna have to dive into that. And that's kind of what I've been doing over here. I started filming that. We started filming that. I just gotta find a place to put that bicycle. That I got that from my dad, for my wife. If anybody is in the North Dallas area and has a men's like mountain style bike or something, that would be cool. That's something me and my wife want to go do. But if you're willing to part ways with it for next to nothing, or, you know, free, cheap, what have you, I would love to give it a good home. Let's see. I jump around on ideas a lot, and I'm going to try to edit that and kind of move stuff around to where it makes a lot more sense. But I'm just going to go ahead and flip the camera around so that way you guys aren't just listening to a shed. I jump around on ideas a lot. I have kind of a speech impediment. I mess words up a lot. You guys are going to see that. No big deal. I've learned to live with it. But I'm going to try to do the editing the best I can for what ideas don't make sense, and then I explain them later, then they make sense. I'll probably chop them up, put them all together. But I can just show you around this way. This is way better. I'm new to YouTubing. I've never YouTubed before. But I've seen large channels. You know, I follow Cletus McFarlane. Love his crazy stuff with cars. It's kind of cool for me. Vice Grip Garage is another good one. I love his humor, and I love that he tinkers on old rusty stuff. And some of the stuff's not all that old. Another one is I could never really grow a really healthy lawn. And then I started getting into lawn care, and somehow ended up finding the Lawn Care Nut with Alan Hain. That is an amazing channel. He's got northern content and southern content, so yeah, that dude is a wealth of knowledge. Even when he was solely up north and before he moved to the south, there was a lot of stuff that me here in Texas and him in Indiana I could actually use and bring here, and I've learned a lot. And that's actually this entire yard. Go ahead and close that. The entire yard here was actually dead at one point in time, and this is common Bermuda, and I learned how to grow and keep a lot of it from Alan Hain, Lawn Care Nut. Finding stuff on the bike. GCI Turf. Pete. Connor Ward. That's another one. I like him. Well, following Cletus McFarlane, I also follow Faster Proms, James. Jeremy. The hardest time. No. Yeah, Jeremy. So I'm probably going to cut a lot of that out. But if I leave it in, that's how my mind works. So I don't know how much of this I'm going to leave raw. It might actually be pretty cool for you guys to get to know me a little bit and not let me edit my crazy brain out. A lot of the people I know that have been around me for a long time, they've kind of acquired an ability to deal with it. Mainly my wife. She had to grow the patience to deal with it. But yeah, I think it might be pretty cool for you guys to know me unedited. And see, that's pretty personable. So let's get back to it. It's gonna be crazy if I leave this unedited. So we got the Twin Star. I have a compressor right here. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in on that. So it's once you walk through the door, immediately to the right there's going to be a compressor. And I actually kind of like the location of it. I have my compressor, mini fridge from when I used to turn wrenches for a living, and then a busted TV, which wasn't busted when it came out here. Yeah, that was awesome. The entire stack toppled over one time, and the TV fell on the back of Jacob's bike, and actually, I think, punctured. Mountain Dew can, that's awesome. So you're gonna put it back in the frame? Good job. Anyway, jacked up the screen. We're just gonna leave it at that. That leaf blower I picked up, they were pretty cheap or next to nothing, I can't remember. And put it back together. It was missing a bunch of parts. And that was just kind of the deal. They were done with it. It was a friend of mine from high school. And I was like, cool, project, bam. So I ordered a bunch of stuff online, put it all back together. Broke all the straps because they were just, you know, they were used. It was a unit that's put in work. So, you know, those kind of things, they rot over time. And I'm gonna get another set, and then that's gonna go to a good home. They may end up going to a good home that could utilize it first, possibly do a follow-up with the straps. So I was thinking about actually doing a shelf right here and then having the power just below it, but I was going to use the shelf as a means for like hanging up the bicycle. Still kind of don't know what I think about that. Maybe a narrow shelf and a narrow workbench. That would be pretty cool. I'd have to find a place to put the Twin Star. We need lights, because that's what I'm working with right there, is one of these. It's a little Husky brand LED light. I mean, it's bright. It is stupid bright. It hurts when you're standing in front of it. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing, we were going to switch out the bulbs in our house with a new kind of bulb that we like. And the old ones are LED, and I do not want them to go to waste. So I think I'm just going to do like home style fixtures in here. And I should have enough to actually do probably, I mean, if I empty the house, it's a 3-bedroom house, plus 2 bathrooms, living room. I probably wouldn't use those because it's a weird kind of bulb. But I might have enough to do, you know, 1, 2, 3 of the little, what do you call them? They're like above fireplace lights. It's kind of like a little spotlight. Or you'd see them in front of artwork. Just like a cylinder with a light bulb screw in it. Yep. Back on topic. So we put the cross supports, rafters, whatever you want to call it. I'm in construction, but I am not the construction guru, so it is what it is. If you guys want to know, I'm a subcontractor. I do work with new home construction, so that's what I do. That's about as in-depth as I'm going to get on that. The people that know, no big deal if you don't. I say a lot. I say that's something I'm working on. So I have this rack. I have destroyed this thing. If it wasn't, look at this. It wasn't until I put this parts motor on here that the top had kind of caved in. It was a beautiful rack. I got it about 10 years ago. And it held strong up until I put, you know, a Yamaha Virago 1100 motor on it. And yeah, that kind of hurt it a little bit. Probably should have put some plywood or something there. But it is what it is. It's out here for work. The interior of our home is a little bit more rustic theme. Like, this is one of the trim pieces. And it's like a I don't know, more rustic tan and very dark, like mahogany style trim. And all the chrome stuff, the futuristic, whatever kitchen type feel. That stuff's got to go. So going with the rustic, so all that stuff is going to get used out here. I have just random parts and pieces there. I ended up getting that suitcase from one of my old employers, and it's like this travel business case. It's kind of like a suitcase, but you put parts in it. So I just ended up stuffing the parts bike and all the parts I had in it, and then that's kind of what's left over. Wife's camping chair. I got to find a spot for that. That is, I use the pump sprayers for detailing carpet. Like, it's not a big deal that it's in the cart. We use the cart for kids and stuff like that, but it's not stuff that'll hurt them. But yeah, it's mostly like dish soap and then different types of cleaner that I use. And then I use the pump sprayer to spray the carpet, and then I have a drill brush attachment that I have inside the house that I use to brush it in, and then a carpet extractor to get it out. So over here is this is a rack that I acquired. Alright, she gave it to me. My mom gave this to me. My mommy gave this to me. So this is a rack